Hello, beautiful soul. Pause for a moment and just breathe. Just come to the breath and allow yourself to be open, right? And not just in this moment, but as we are moving forward and as more information is coming through, as more truths are being revealed, allow yourself to be open, right? Allow yourself to recognize the ways that we are continuously being manipulated, right? Playing into this machine, right? That perpetuates these cycles of violence, of war, of oppression, right? Those in power keep us distracted by all these things, right? These things that we place so much importance in, right? Because we want to have all these things that show us that we're successful, that showed us that we have achieved something, right? Something that we can show for ourselves to other people, things that make us feel accomplished, right? But those things, they're just distractions, right? And it's the illusion of fulfillment, right? Because you're never actually fulfilled, right? Once you get the things, there's more things that you want to get, so you're continuously running after this more and more and better, right? And you're ignoring what is. You're ignoring the now, the present, right? And they keep us in this loop, right? In these cycles, and people are waking up to it now, right? People are realizing the depths of things now, right? And it's important that we allow ourselves to truly see what's happening, right? To recognize that these systems of power that we believe are meant to support us and meant to protect us and here to serve us, that's not actually why they're here, right? They distract us with these things, right? Even entertainment, football, basketball, just continuously following these, events and things that we get so caught up in, right? So invested in. Our attention is drawn to it. More things that divide us, which team you're supporting. Which political party you're supporting. Which religion you follow. Which ethnicity or race you belong to, right? All of these things just throughout time added in to keep us distracted, to divide us, to separate us, right? To keep us at odds, right? Because as long as we are at odds with each other, we're not paying attention to the things that are being done, right? They create a divide so deeply that you're willing to consent to things to ensure that that other side doesn't succeed in their mission, right? And little by little, we don't realize that we're giving more and more of our power away, right? We're giving them more and more power over all of us. You know, I was thinking earlier about free speech, right? And how they manipulate us against each other to get us to push certain bills and laws that they want to put in place, right? Under the guise that it's for our protection, right? And this is not saying that I believe that we should condone hate speech, right? Or that, you know, those are things that we need to just allow to happen and let people say whatever it is that they want to say. The thing is that you can't control how a person feels in their heart, right? But we can create spaces for people that have those feelings, that hate within their hearts. We can create spaces for them to work through that, right? Instead of attacking and saying this person is racist, this person is, how about we open space to invite them in to heal, right? To listen to where the pain is coming from, right? None of this is going to change until we're willing to listen to the other side, to listen to the side that we don't agree with, to be able to hold space for the side that we don't agree with. And it takes time to get there. First, it starts with holding space for yourself, right? Holding space for yourself to heal through the traumas that you're carrying with you, to deal with your own pain, because you don't need to be carrying that, right? So allowing yourself to heal through your own, right, pain, to heal through your own pain so that you can hold space for others to do the same. You know, everything that's happening in the world, moving through that is going to take time, right? It is not a short road, right? And it's not going to be an easy path. But in order to move past it, we have to come together, right? We have to begin to see that our power lies within our unity, right? It doesn't lie within our divisions, within our separations. We have to allow ourselves to recognize that we are so much more powerful when we come together, right? When we recognize that it's about organizing together and building community together, right? And accepting those that see things differently than you, right? Yes, there are, you know, harmful beliefs, right? There are harmful beliefs that people hold, and all of those are born from pain. They're born from trauma, right? These people need support, right? All of us, we all need support, right? We need to be able to hold space for those that we don't agree with, right? We need to be able to allow ourselves to be open to listen, right? And listen to the pain behind the words that are being said, behind the hate, right? Because there is pain there, there is trauma there, right? We are all experiencing trauma. We are all experiencing that pain, right? We all go through pain and suffering. That's a part of our existence, right? It's a part of living. It's a part of our life's journey. You know, so allowing ourselves to be open to feeling into that, right? And not allowing ourselves to hide away from the triggers that are presenting themselves, right? When you feel triggered, right? When looking at something and facing something creates an uncomfortable feeling within you, allow yourself to try to lean into that, right? Lean into it and see what it's teaching you. See what you're able to learn from that. How can you grow from that, right? And know that that's where that's where our medicine is, right? That's where you find the deepest medicine, in those things that feel uncomfortable, right? When you feel that trigger, it's not about finding something positive to replace it, right? It's about leaning into it, diving into it, and see what it's trying to tell you, right? And you don't have to do that alone, right? There's support that's here for you, right? I am here to hold space, and there are so many other space holders that are here for you. You know, allowing yourself to really be held in a space so that you can yeah, so that you can heal through it, right? The change that we want to see starts with us, right? It starts with us allowing ourselves to learn from all that's being shown to us, right? You know, we are navigating our personal healing as we are navigating the collective healing, right? And we have to allow ourselves to be open to receive the lessons that are coming to us as a collective, right? How we move forward, recognizing the way that these systems of government manipulate us, recognizing that in the fights for liberation that are rising up, it is not just for the liberation of the Palestinian people. It's not just for the liberation of the Congolese people or the Sudanese people or the Yemeni people. We have to recognize that their liberation is directly tied to our own, right? Right now, we're just still so compliant with our own system that it's not uncomfortable for us. You know, we still have our comforts because we're still, you know, we're still being compliant within this system that clearly doesn't care about us, you know, but we're still following along with the rules. We're still following along with, you know, their agenda. We're going along with it. But we have to allow ourselves to wake up and see what's happening, right? Take a step back, right? And look at what is happening. You know, it might not be affecting you directly right now in this moment, but you cannot think about just now in this moment, right? Things are shifting, right? We are realizing the things that are happening, and you need to allow yourself to open your eyes and see that these systems were never meant to support us. They were just meant to keep us complacent while they achieved what they have been achieving, right? While they have been just monopolizing and taking control literally of everything, you know, the land, the waters, the people, right? They control the media, pharmaceutical company. It's all, and you know, I know it sounds kind of conspiratorial, but it's facts. You know, it's the money is what controls everything, right? And, you know, all throughout time, you've heard people say, follow the money, right? Follow the money with every atrocity that happens, with wars, with COVID, with the vaccine, with all of these different things that have happened. Follow the money. Who is benefiting, right? And when they're pushing things as though it's meant for our best interest, as it it's, you know, to ensure our safety or to ensure that we, the people, are taken care of, we have to really ask ourselves, have they demonstrated throughout history that they actually care about how we're doing? Do they actually care whether we take a vaccine or not? Like, if we're healthy, like, when have they demonstrated that that is something that they care about? Right? So you have to ask yourself, what is the agenda behind them pushing something forward? Right? Why are they so invested? Why are they investing so much money into ensuring that you do this thing, that you follow this thing? Right? Why? You just have to ask yourself, right? And I'm not saying, like, you know, listen to me or believe me or what anyone says. I'm just saying, ask questions and do some research, right? Read some things, right? Listen to some podcasts. Russell Brand is, I think, a great source of information. Tucker Carlson, which is something that I never thought I would ever say. You know, like his podcast as well. I mean, I haven't really listened to the Tucker Carlson podcast. I've only listened to the episode that he did with Russell Brand, which I highly recommend. But it's we have to allow ourselves to open our minds, to be open to receive messages from people that we might have some serious issues with, right? I used to be super into politics, right? I was a staunch Democrat through and through, right? I was a progressive. I used to get into debates with my brother-in-law at the time about Donald Trump, and like just trying to see, like, how do you not see who this man is? You know, how can you not see that, you know, you're not on the right side, you know? But there are no sides, right? It is one system that just kind of feeds itself, right? Regardless of who is in power, the agenda is still moving through, right? Because we have things that we can blame for certain things. Nothing is ever anyone's fault, right? But yeah, when I was in it, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see that, you know, it's just all one machine that just keeps feeding itself, and we perpetuate it. We play into it. We play into the division, right? We feed into those arguments, those that side versus this side. And we don't realize that we're the ones being played this whole time. Right? Those in power are always going to be the filthy rich, the big corporations. Their agendas, their what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it's like bothering me now. I know that there's a word that I want to use in this moment, but it's their interests, right? The interests of the wealthy and the already powerful, right? Their interests are the ones that both sides are beholden to, right? It has never been us. We have just been the necessary parts of the machine, right? Because as long as we are compliant, as long as we play into the game, as long as we, you know, keep those wheels moving, you know, keep on our 9-to-5s and, you know, on the grind, just so that we can continue to get all these things and play into, you know, this idea of what success is, you know. Yeah, As long as they can keep us on that hamster wheel, you know, it keeps moving, right? And right now what's happening is people are waking up and they're recognizing this, right? And as we recognize, as we see, and as we push back and resist, we're going to see their response, right? And we have to be prepared for that, you know, because they're not going to, you know, it's not like we're going to be like, you've been, you know, lying to us and manipulating us, and y'all are actually like super fucking corrupt. And they're just going to be like, you're right. Let's start doing the right thing now that they know. You know, that's not what's going to happen. You know, you have to look at what has happened throughout history as people have spoken out, right? Yeah. So we have to, you know, really allow ourselves to see. Yeah. Yeah. Just open your eyes. You know. And it can be scary, you know. It is an inconvenient truth. You know, it can be more enticing to stay on that wheel because you know the wheel, right? You understand this cycle. You know, it's comfortable, right? Yeah, but the thing is that things are changing regardless, right? We read about in history books, you know, different shifts in paradigm, shifts of, you know, power structures. And that's what's beginning right now, you know? And, you know, though when we read it through the history books, it's a condensed version and everything is just kind of happening in sequence. That's how we read it. We have to remember that these things took time, right? And those things are here to show us some of the signs, right? So we have to pay attention to the things that are happening. Pay attention to the bills that are being passed, right? You know, we have to be active participants within this if we want to be a part of creating this new earth, you know, that many spiritual people might talk about. You know, this idea of a new earth that we are moving into, this 5D earth, right? This is the path. This is how we get there, you know? We use our tools and our practices. We use what we know to help people within this space of shifts, of change, of true change, of revolution, right? We use our tools to help people throughout it, right? We use what we've learned about ourselves, about our path and purpose of helping to seed the light, right? This is it. This is the path towards it. This is the path of healing, a healing of a collective, right? And it's not meant to be comfortable. It's not meant to be glamorous. It's not meant to be easy, right? It's going to challenge you, right? But you're strong, right? And you've done the work. You continue doing the work, right? But this is why we're here, for this moment, right? So we have to allow ourselves to rise to rise to the occasion, right? We can't heal from the outside. We have to be willing to walk in. Yeah. Yeah. I just find that, within the spiritual community, there is a hesitancy to look at this, right? And I am inviting you, if you feel triggered by bearing witness, trust that that trigger is revealing something that you need to work on, right? Allow yourself to grow through the trigger, right? Allow yourself to grow, to continue to heal, right? So that you can sustain through what's coming, right? This new earth is not just gonna pop up. We have to create that, right? We have to be active participants in building it, in organizing and coming together in community to curate that, right? And with that, I believe I am complete. Sending so much love, so much light.